Hello everyone, and welcome back to 428 Shibuya Scramble, featuring me with a scrambled brain because it's too hot and everything is melted. Oh, immediate head pats. Oh, yes. Thank you very much. But hello everyone, welcome. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope people in warm areas are not suffering too much like I am. Me too. I cannot think. I cannot think. Oh, and I gotta hydrate too, thank you. Immediate hydration as we start the stream. Thankfully, the hydration is the one thing I don't have to be reminded of at the moment because it is so warm. I'm drinking so much water. The heat is horrible. I'm suffering, but thank you for the sippies. Oh. But yes, Lowski, congratulations on the first, and hello. Hello, Bob. Hello, Rika. Hello, Aurora. I love the rebrand. I love the rebrand already. I'm so excited. And Cerberino, hello. Nice to see you. And Nicolio, nice to see you too. And Gigi, hi. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is hopefully not suffering as much as I have been at the moment. I am so warm. I do so badly in heat. I have been suffering at the moment. It's been so bad here. Oh, you brushed my hair. Oh, I get neat hair today. Divego, hello. And Vogue on Poetry, nice to see you as well. Welcome. Welcome. I am not having messy hair today. I may be warm, but my hair is perfectly brushed out. But thank you, and hello! I hope my fan isn't very audible in the background, but I do have my fan on today because there is no humanly possible way that I'd be able to stream without a fan on today. It is horrible. It is so horrible. It's not as bad as it was yesterday. Yesterday was an absolute nightmare. I was wondering on Monday, whether I should do a Tuesday stream as well this week. But I decided against it because of the heat, and I am so glad I did, because I was basically just a little melted blob all day. I did nothing. Yesterday. It was too warm. All I did was eat ice cream and cry to myself about how warm I was. But you're all my fans. That's so true. At least I hope it is. That is true. I should be so cool here right now. But I am just really suffering. It's been really bad. I would die that. Where do you live? What's the temperature like there? Because I think a lot of people don't realize that weather's in the UK, the same temperature in the UK can be the same temperature somewhere else, but it's more bearable to deal with. Whereas in the UK, all the heat is very humid. All the houses are built to keep the heat in. It's basically like you're in a little oven and there's no air conditioning and there's nothing you can do about it. So it's very oppressive heat. I've seen people say, averaging 32 here at the moment. Oh, well, I am at 28 at the moment, so it's not that far off. But yeah, it was past 30 yesterday. In my room as not just the outside temperature, the inside temperature as well, with the fan on. And I couldn't think. I was so out of it. I was doing a little part-time job on Monday that I had to do. And I did a 7-minute walk outside and I was just a sweaty mess by the end of it. It was horrible. Absolute nightmare. But yeah, it's the main problem is that in a lot of areas the heat is more dry, so it's a bit easier to deal with, and a lot of places have more things to account for the heat. I've seen someone from Australia actually posted on Twitter saying that their 40-degree temperatures in Australia were not as bad as 30-degree temperatures in the UK when they were here, and I was yeah, it adds up. We don't have the measures in place here, so we can't cool down. We just wait for it to end, and it doesn't end. But I'm doing all right though. I'm still surviving. I'm still mostly upright. I did end up falling asleep at 8 p.m. last night, which meant I woke up at like 2 a.m. and I was like, ah, I see. But it's alright. I did at least get some sleep though, which is which is always a nice thing. Simply built different, literally, yeah. It's like houses in the UK. The temperature here is always like really mild or on like the cold side of things. So every house is built with the intention of when it gets a little bit of heat, you keep the heat in. Which worked fine in the past, but now that the summers are getting so much warmer, it's not great. It's not great. I think we're going to see about the three of us in the house. We're going to try and pull together to get like a portable air conditioning unit that we can at least just have like in the upstairs hallway to cool down the upstairs sometimes, because as well, like hot air rises, so our upstairs is a lot worse than downstairs. It's something I notice every time I step out of my room. I go downstairs and like upstairs all the floors are carpeted. Downstairs we've got like, I don't know what it is. It's like a fake wooden floor, like floor tiles that look like wood, but it's like a cool surface. And so we'll be upstairs and it's super warm, and then we step downstairs and step onto the cool floor and it's like, oh, this is so much nicer than upstairs. Absolute nightmare upstairs. The heat rising is really a problem. But I always just feel so bad because Tiffany insists on being where we are, and I spend a lot of time upstairs, so Tiffany's just flopping on the floor constantly. She just flops on her side, lets out a little meh, and I'm just there like, I know, baby, you should go downstairs, it's cooler, but she doesn't want to be down there if nobody else is. Yeah, and carpets are also meant to keep the warmth. Yeah, that's true too. It's all built to trap the heat in. It's awful. And yeah, streaming also doesn't help with all of the PC heat and the monitor heat and the technology heat. It doesn't help. It's like I've noticed, like every time I turn my computer on, the ambient temperature in my room raises so much faster. But yeah, I still wanted to do a stream today though, because next week, on Wednesday, I'm going to be doing a charity stream, which I'm really looking forward to. It's going to be it's Gamers Outreach, and it's the VTuber Summer Slam, and a bunch of VTubers are all going to be raising money for charity, like from the 21st to the 25th of June. And so I'm going to do a stream on the 21st. I'm going to play some Animal Crossing, and there's going to be incentives to like give me themes to design houses around and stuff. And also probably some other things. If anyone has some ideas for donation incentives they'd like, I am all ears. I have not planned it out yet. But it means I won't be playing Shibuya Scramble next week because I won't have time. So I didn't want to skip this week as well, because then it's another 2 weeks before we're playing it. And I already did that. I started it and then waited weeks to do the next one. And I don't want to leave that much time. Makes it so much easier to forget what's happened. But yes, I wanted to at least play it so that we can at least get to meet Osawa. Yeah. I'm thinking about like Twitter incentives, like change my profile picture for a week, write a tweet for me, maybe even change my header for a week, depending how much the donation is. But yeah, it should be fun though. I'm looking forward to it. It's been ages since I did a charity stream. I did one like the first year I was VTubing. I did a charity stream for, oh, I've forgotten the name now, but it was another like children's hospital charity. And I did Animal Crossing for that as well. I feel like it's just a really nice, relaxing game to do charity stuff with, because like I can do the stuff in the game, I can chat, it's very comfy, it's very cute. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that though. It should be fun. I've set the goals quite low to begin with, but I do have like stretch goals. So fingers crossed we can raise a lot of money, because it's a really good cause. It's for getting like gaming equipment for children in hospitals. And they have things like gaming pods that they can wheel around. And it's really sweet. It's really sweet. I want to fund one. But yes, that's going to be next week. So, and then there's Offkai this weekend as well. There's so much stuff going on. I love that I had my break at the end of May and I was like, oh, I'm gonna be way nicer to myself now. I'm gonna calm down and take more breaks. And then June happened with just everything happening all at once. So maybe July I'll take a break. It's okay. It's okay though, because I really enjoy streaming anyway. So it's not like, it doesn't feel like a chore to me. Even when it's this hot, I'm still excited for streaming. But yeah, I still need to think of the incentives for that. So it's probably going to be a surprise thing. Like the day before the event, I'll be like, here are the goals and incentives, enjoy. But yes, anyway, let's load the game. We are in the 11 a.m. time block. We've got 9 bad endings. And we've reached the to be continued point with, I think we've done it with 2 characters now? Yeah, we got to be continued with Kano. Oh no, it's still a bad end for Tama. But we can't do anything about that just yet. Because, oh, well, we have options. We have options now. I guess we're starting with a poll. Anyway, to try and remember where we're at. Okay, basic story of the game. A girl has been kidnapped and held for ransom. She is a twin. Her twin was the one who had to do the handover for the ransom money. Everything went wrong. The money briefcase was taken. She was then held at gunpoint by a man with a cane. This guy, actually, the greatest himbo in the world, swept in. This is just a guy who picks up trash from the street and also started a street gang at some point, question mark. He swept in and saved the twin, and they're now on the run. Kano is the police officer in charge of the case, who was meant to be looking after her, but he ended up running after the guy with the briefcase instead, and we've now got a to be continued with him. Also, he has a fiancé, and his fiancé's dad is in the area and wants to talk to him, but he's on this case. so that's like another plot point. This is Minorikawa. He is a journalist. He's helping out a guy in a journalist company who made very bad decisions and released a bunch of scratch cards for his gossip mag, but it turned out you could cheat the scratch cards, so everybody won, so he's now seriously in debt, and he also has loan sharks after him. So Minorikawa is trying his best to finish enough articles to complete the newest issue of this magazine so that it can go out. Yeah, scratch cards, like the little scratches where you scratch off like a couple of circles. But it turned out that the scratch cards were made in a way that you could hold them up to a light and see the symbols on the back. So everyone was just scratching off the winning symbols. So yeah, that did not go well. It backfired. They sold a record number of copies, but there's now a lot of people with scratch cards demanding their winnings, so... Yeah, he just got them printed for this magazine as a way to sell more copies, and it worked, but in the most horrific way. And so Minorikawa is now trying to finish enough articles to get this magazine to print, but it has to be done by 8 p.m. tonight. So he's running around the area, chasing up all these leads, some of which seem suspiciously similar to things we've seen from the other characters so far. Osawa we have not met yet, because every single poll I've made, nobody wants to meet him. So we haven't even started his path yet. And this is Tama. She is a girl in a cat mascot suit who is trying to sell a scam weight loss drink product that just makes you sweat. And it turns out she's probably not getting paid because her boss is also in debt. Everyone's in debt in this game. Nobody has any money. But it's so fun though. It's such a fun game, and this is only like, this is the first time slot after the tutorial section. It's incredible. JC Zhu, hello, nice to see you, and Sarah Cat, welcome, welcome. Oh, wait, that's a great emote. That's a great emote. Is that a brick? Is that a pride brick? I love that. That is great. But yeah, welcome. This is a game where everything happens so much. And the funniest part is we haven't even reached some of like the key plot points as well. But yes, another point of note as well is that Osawa is the surname of the twin girls, like the twin who was kidnapped and the twin who did the ransom handoff. Their surname is Osawa, so that might be related to this guy. Nobody knows yet. I know because I played the game, but nobody knows yet. Lirie ebooks, everything happens so much. But yeah, it's the kind of game where there is so much involved that it can get really confusing. But like once you've played through it all, once you get like all of the loose ends and you manage to like tie them together, it is so satisfying. It is so satisfying the way everything like joins together at the end. Like everything is linked to something else and I love it. Oh, thank you for another hydrate too. Hydration after completing my really scattered recap where I've probably forgotten more things. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. And thank you for the monster too, though. Thank you for the hydrate. I've got my Ultra Rosa today because for some bizarre reason, I don't know why it is. I don't know if it's just my cans, but my Rosa cans are colder than my Fiesta cans, and I don't know why. So I got my pink monster. But yeah, I've got to say, I'm just such a sucker for any game with like time shenanigans. Anything where I can play around with timelines and affect timelines and like butterfly effect kind of stuff. I love it. I think it's so cool. That's why you got Mango Loco. Heck yes. It is fruity monster time for fruity people. But yes, okay, hold on. I'm gonna go back again to here so you can actually see the characters now. Okay, this is Osawa. This is Tama. I love her with my heart. She's my favorite character. This is Achi. I also love him. He's ridiculous. He's not the smartest in the world, but he's got a lot of heart. I love him. And he's also very strong, so it's like he may seem small, but I would count him as a himbo. He's strong. He fights. He does things with his fists and does not think about the consequences, but in like the most heartfelt way. And then this is Kano, the police officer, and I'm pretty sure his actor is a tokusatsu actor, and you can kind of tell when you look at him. And Minorikawa, he is very passionate. He is extremely passionate in a kind of terrifying way sometimes. And he also has a motorcycle. But anyway, let's go back to the time chart, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a poll to start with to see what we want to try and do first. I don't think we can... Oh no, we can. I think we can continue Tama's, maybe? I'm not sure. I think we may be stuck at a bad end with Tama for now. I'm trying to think of what we did last time. Yeah, we've got a bad end for Tama. I'm trying to remember how that happened. But we can continue with Minorikawa. Kano's is done. We've done Kano's route for this time block. Achi has a keep out, so we need to jump to his route from somewhere else. Minorikawa, I think we can continue. And Osawa, we haven't even started, so we can do that. So I'm going to put it as Minorikawa versus Osawa for the first poll. So are we ready for poll time? I need to try and remember how to make a poll. Who? And hopefully this still works. Hello. Yes. Yes. Okay, the poll is on the screen. The poll should be in the Twitch chat. Do we want to go Minorikawa or do we want to go Osawa? The choice is yours. The poll is there. Wait, I was fully expecting everyone to pick Minorikawa just to, like, keep the running joke of never meeting Osawa going. I'm so glad, though. I want to experience Osawa's. Also, because there were so many ties last time, I've made the objective decision to say that if there is a tie in the polls, I will just decide. I'll flip a coin. if there's a tie, I will flip a coin, and that will be the choice. Oh, also, Gambler, thank you so much for the resub. Oh, for 30 months. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Also, I hope I didn't miss anyone else, but if I did miss anyone, please just poke me so I could say hi, because I got very into that recap. But yeah, oh, also, I have played I've played the Somnium Files. I haven't played the Nirvana Initiative yet, but I loved the Somnium Files. I love that game. It's so good. It's so good. I didn't stream it though. It was a game that I was like, I don't know if I want to stream this, and then after I finished it, I kind of wished I had. But yeah, I love that game. It's so good. But anyway, Osawa won! We're finally gonna get to meet him. Finally! We finally get to experience the 5th protagonist after about 8 hours of me streaming this. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Who is this guy? It's time to find out. We're starting at 11 o'clock. You wanted to watch a VOD? Oh, yeah, I wish I had. I wish I'd done that. But alas. Alright, here we go. Wealth, status, honor. None of these mean anything to me. All I want is a peaceful life. To put worry behind me. To stay calm and serene. Me too. To be free of worldly concerns. Free. At any cost. A cheery rhythm pumped from the CD player set up against the study wall. It was the latest hit from Aya Kamiki, the songwriter sensation who was blowing up the pop charts. Fun fact, Aya Kamiki is a real artist. She's a real singer. And she did like the theme song for this game. It's a really nice extra touch because like sometimes you see her on the billboards in the background in the game and it's like, oh, it's her. Also, she's great. Oh, I hope I don't get DMCA'd for this. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Kenji Osawa reached for the stereo remote on his desktop. He ratcheted? Oh, he ratcheted the volume up a little louder. Here he is. Oh, it's such a good song though. He looked like the sort of man who'd be more interested in classical music, but in fact, he was a huge fan of the girl rock popular with middle schoolers. Closing his eyes, he swayed back and forth in time with the music, humming his favorite lyrics under his breath. But his movements faltered. It's no use. Aya's voice usually soothed whatever ailed him, but today, even she couldn't help. Today, Osawa was a complete wreck, in both body and mind. Mounds of paperwork were scattered across the desktop in his study. All of it about viruses and vaccines. It had only been a week since he'd returned from a business trip to his company's branch office in the US, and he was slated to go back in another week's time. There was a truly staggering amount of work he needed to get through while he was at home. He picked up one of the papers, glanced at it aimlessly, then tossed it back onto the desk. Slumping back in his chair, he let out a long, deep sigh. I've got to say, I love how like you can look at the desk here and just be like, you know what he's working on because there's a huge radioactive symbol on one of the papers. He was in no mental state to work right now. Oh, me too, buddy. A faint knock at the door barely roused him from his torpor. Director, may I come in? It was his vice director, Mamoru Tanaka. Sure, the door's open. Thank you for the door knock. Come on in, Tanaka. Tanaka came into the study. I know it's not a great time, but... Ooh! Thank you for the hydrate! Sorry, Tanaka, hold on a sec, I gotta drink some Monster. I love this song though. I'm hoping that it won't get muted because it is like the theme song for the game, but if it does, oh well. I'll go back and mute it for the VOD maybe, I don't know. That's energy. Hopefully it'll be okay, I'm gonna hope it's okay. Osawa could barely make out his words. He tapped the remote, lowering the volume of the music. Oh, thank you. He heard me. Tanaka continued apologetically. A call came in from the lab. They're hoping for a response to the email they sent yesterday. I'm sure they don't need it today. Apparently they do need an answer as soon as possible, sir. I did ask them to give you some more time, but... I see, Osawa said wearily. All right then. Tanaka dipped his head slightly and slipped out of the room. Osawa contemplated his colleague. Tanaka was a man he could truly depend on. He has enough of his own work to do. He didn't need to come here again today, but he did. They'd been working in close concert ever since Osawa had gotten back to Japan. Without Tanaka's support, there was no way he would be in a mindset to do any work at all right now. Sidling up to his computer, Osawa opened his email program and started answering the work-related messages. He reported on his business travel expenses, offered his opinions on capital investments, requested confirmation on current medicinal stockpiles. He worked with bleak detachment. None of this meant anything to him right now. Then a new email appeared in his inbox. The sender was identified simply as A. The subject line read, 1 year ago, South Africa. The message body was blank, but there appeared to be multiple images attached. Ordinarily, Osawa would have deleted a message like this immediately, assuming that it contained some kind of virus. the virus expert. But the word South Africa drew his attention. Could this possibly be related to... He couldn't help but to wonder. For a long moment, he hovered the cursor over one of the image files. At last, as if spurred on by the upbeat rhythm in his ears, he double-clicked the mouse. What is this? The grainy photograph showed a large room with a dozen or so people laid out in beds. It appeared to be some sort of medical ward. Osawa felt a strange flutter in his chest. He quickly opened another image. Oh, this one showed a close-up of one of the patients in his bed. Large red blotches covered his face. A large volume of blood appeared to be dripping from his ears and nostrils. Hold on, this feels like a good time for me to very quickly stick this in here. Let me just pin that real quick. Let me... I sure forgot to do that. Sleepover, yay! Gonna have a great time, huh? A cold shudder ran up Osawa's spine. Rookie mistake, they fell asleep first during the sleepover. What the hell? These symptoms... Osawa opened up the remaining image files. Each new picture showed another of the patients. They all appeared to be teetering on the brink of death. There was no doubt about it. These people were infected with the UA virus. UA! Barb, if it's any consolation, this is only for like a little bit, thankfully, and I'm also really glad they don't share any images with these as well. But but if you need to lurk, that is absolutely fine, and thank you for being here. But yeah, it's something. Anyway, the UA virus. The UA virus belongs to family Filoviridae, genus UA-like virus, probably. It's a member of the same family as the Ebola virus and causes UA virus fulminant hemorrhagic fever. I know all of these words, yes. It is capable of airborne transmission, although an infected individual cannot pass on the infection before symptoms manifest. The US Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, have assigned the virus to Risk Group 4, their classification for the most dangerous infectious agents. Oh, that is absolutely fine. That is completely fine. Please look after yourself, Barb. But remember to hydrate, too. Let me redeem a hydrate in your direction. Having some sippies myself, because it is still very warm. Stay hydrated. But how? Questions tumbled through Osawa's mind. His fingers tapped out a quick message. He doubted he'd get a response, but he might as well try. Who are you? Where are these images from? The UA virus got its name from a Swahili word for flower. And yes, I did. I did. I'm here to give you the real-life hydration redeems. See, it's like the one thing I've noticed about the heat is that I've been like naturally sipping water way more often than I usually do, so I think I'm more hydrated in the heat than I usually am. Because when it's fine, I don't really think about drinking too much. I just kind of forget to, but when it's warm, I'm like, oh, I need it. So, so it comes a bit more naturally to me, I think. Anyway, this is another tooltip for the UA virus. Number 2. The virus is roughly 90 nanometers to 110 nanometers in diameter and 500 nanometers to 700 nanometers long. Because of its pronounced sickle-like shape, it is sometimes known as the sickle of death. Oh, isn't that nice? It possesses a viral envelope, the surface of which is coated with spike-shaped protein protuberances. 1 nanometer is 1/1000th of a meter. Tiny, tiny. Supposedly, this was based on the fact that the propagated form of the virus resembled the petals of a flower. Despite the flowery name, however, the disease was anything but pretty. UA didn't just mean flower, it also meant to kill. Wow. And as the name suggested, the virus had a mortality rate of 100% in those it managed to infect. That is incredibly terrifying. Because most details regarding the UA virus have been suppressed, cases of UA infection are largely unknown to the world at large. Because all patients known to be infected with the virus on official record have died within a short time frame, the mortality rate is given as 100%. As the incidence of known cases grows, the number may drop below 100%, but the mortality rate will likely remain extraordinarily high. Moreover, there was a very short incubation period between infection, the onset of symptoms, and death. Inhaled viral particles can spread from the lungs to the lymph nodes, and from there disperse throughout the body. The virus propagates in several places, including liver cells and macrophages, a component of the immune system, and destroys the endothelial cells within blood vessels. I hope I pronounced that right. Upon reaching the brain, it forms a neural sludge of blood mixed with other bodily fluids. This is a nasty, nasty virus. But the one consolation is if you look at the screen. Hold on, can I bring my mouse? I cannot make my mouse show, never mind. If you look in the top left, it's got a little 428 symbol instead of a magnifying glass like a lot of the tooltips do. And that means it's specifically a fictional thing for the 428 universe, thankfully. Within roughly 12 hours, bleeding would set in throughout the body, everywhere but the bones and muscles, with lethal results. Due to its incredibly high mortality rate, the disease's very existence had been kept hidden from public knowledge. Neural sludge sounds like a Pokemon move. It does. It really does. I could... Poison type. Osawa's computer chimed to signify the arrival of a new email. The sender was A. He hurried to open the message. Once again, the subject line read, 1 year ago, South Africa. Your crimes. Osawa stared at those two words. My... From my crimes? That left him only with further questions. He looked again at the images from the previous email. What makes any of this my crimes? He could see that the patient's bleeding was severe. He estimated that several hours had passed since the onset of the disease. It wouldn't be long before their lives were cut short. To feel that agony, that suffering, and then to perish? Am I to blame for that? Wait, would you be, buddy? What have you been doing? Another faint knock came at the door. Darling? Do you have a moment? It was his wife, I. Alright. Poll time! What to do? Say hi. Close email first. Poll time. Let's get it up. The poll has started. What are we doing? What are we choosing here? What seems like a good idea? And Tim, hello! Nice to see you. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. You're just in time. This guy's being accused of murdering a lot of people and getting creepy emails, and his wife is now at the door.
I cannot think.
Me too. Me too. My new sound alert. Inspired by Sunday's stream when I was playing Cube Escape Paradox. I didn't end up adding the birthday one in the end. I just added the I cannot think one because it feels very appropriate for me. Inspired by Jim. Everything is inspired by Jim. Okay, I guess we're not closing this email full of terrifying attachments. Alright. Okay, it's what I expected. We are going to tell her she can come in. Yes, come in. Yes, come in. Jim. That's not Jim, that's I. I stepped into the study, the room filled with the scent of her perfume. Have you reconsidered the whole America thing? She asked. This again, Osawa thought sullenly to himself. Please, he said. Can we not discuss this right now? If not now, then when? You know this isn't a decision to just make on your own. On his latest business trip, a major American pharmaceutical firm had attempted to headhunt him, asking him to join them and be among the top researchers in the world. Oh wow. Gotta find a gym at Offkai and make them come to the Verpro panel. Just be like, here, the gym's here. Found Jim. Although, I mean, Jim and Tim are very similar. They're very close letters-wise. What if I edited the gym sound alert to just say, Tim? I feel like that'd be a lot of work, actually, but it'd be funny. The money and prestige held no interest for him, and he was reluctant to turn his back on Okoshi Pharmaceutical after his many years of service. This is another 428 specific tip. Okoshi Pharmaceutical, the pharmaceutical company for which Kenji Osawa works. It is a major corporation with a solid sales network both domestically and internationally, and an annual turnover of 1 trillion yen. It holds patents for several medications that are in demand worldwide, and is influential at the Ministry of Health, Labour and Welfare, and other political institutions. The company employs roughly 7,000 people, including 600 researchers. Big company. But headhunted by a big US firm? Nonetheless, he was intrigued by the offer. It would mean the chance to conduct his virus research in a much better funded environment. Taking the job would necessitate relocating to the US, however. When he'd mentioned the possibility of emigrating to Ai, she'd shot the idea down on the spot. Her opposition was understandable. Ai's father, Suguru Makino, was a member of Okoshi Pharmaceutical's board of directors. Oh, I see. No way was he going to let Osawa jump ship to another company. Oh my. Oh my. Darling, please. I drew in closer to him. Think about it from my perspective. If you leave for America, what am I supposed to tell my father? He'd gotten so used to it, that grating whine of hers. Oh, they have a great relationship, huh? And oh, good luck with the groceries. Oh, good luck going out. But thank you for the lurk. I hope you can get some nice things. Huh. Have you considered what might happen to Okoshi if you leave, dear? We can discuss that once all this is finished. Osawa kept his voice as level as he could. You do remember that you're a director, right? I said. You have responsibilities. Stop thinking about yourself so much. With a sour look, I turned and departed. Well, that went well. He's having a good time at the moment, huh? Well, he had known that moving to America would never be a simpler matter, regardless of what his wife thought about it. There was another reason, however. The antiviral agent that he had developed at Okoshi. Antiviral agent. A therapeutic drudge. I'm thinking about the sludge from before. A therapeutic drug used to treat viral infections. Examples include the drugs used against influenza and HIV. These treatments do not eliminate the infection, rather they simply inhibit the development of the disease. There are so many issues with such drugs, including the risk that treated viruses possess or develop a resistance that makes the treatment ineffective. Academic institutions and pharmaceutical companies worldwide devote tremendous resources to further advancing the field of antiviral medicine. Therese, hello, nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. How's it going? Oh, thank you for the lurk. You've joined. We're talking about viruses. Happy fun times. Also, this guy hates his wife. Welcome. But thank you for the lurk. I hope you have a good lurk. After the Ua virus was discovered, infectious disease research facilities worldwide had thrown themselves into a top-secret effort to develop a vaccine. Vaccines function by safely introducing a harmless or attenuated version of a virus or other pathogen into the human body. This triggers the body to produce antibodies against the pathogen, making it difficult for the dangerous version to take hold. We're learning so much. I mean, I already knew how vaccines worked, but we're learning so much. But Makino had ordered Osawa to work on creating an antiviral agent, not a vaccine. A vaccine immunized the subject in order to prevent infection in the first place. Conversely, an antiviral agent could be used to treat patients already infected. It was a so-called wonder drug for combating the virus itself. Creating such a drug was far easier said than done. Developing the antiviral had been a long, arduous road. Look at that. Only after years of research had Osawa's team succeeded in identifying a substance that might qualify as an antiviral agent for UA. In theory, if it was administered during the virus's initial stages, 100% recovery could be attained. Data also suggested an 80% survival rate for patients treated shortly after the onset of symptoms. But there was a fatal flaw with the new antiviral agent. The side effects on the body were unusually potent. If it was administered in amounts beyond a certain threshold, it was linked to life-threatening complications. For a time, the research was at an impasse. It had seemed that the drug had to be administered in high volume to combat the explosive propagation of the UA virus. But then Osawa had received some fortuitous news. Oh-ho-ho? Okoshi Pharmaceuticals' nanotechnology branch had engineered a cutting-edge device known as the DDS. Nanotechnology? Nanobots? Nanotechnology, technology created and or operated on an extremely small scale, often measured in nanometers. There are 1 billion nanometers in a meter. Yeah, we read that earlier. Some nanotech devices are literally regulated on the atomic level. The possibilities are ever expanding in practical fields such as medicine and materials science. The United States is among the world leaders in the push for research and development. Sounds like Metal Gear. Anyway, the DDS. DDS is an acronym for Drug Delivery System. Such a system administers ultra-microscopic drug capsules to a targeted area of the body. Osawa had jumped on it immediately. By administering his antiviral agent with the nanotech DDS, he was able to use smaller amounts of the drug to quash the UA virus with precision. Got another one here. Oh, it's got a video, this one. Because a DDS can be used to deliver a drug with pinpoint precision and only where it's needed, it can greatly reduce the side effects of even very potent drugs. The DDS developed by Okoshi Pharmaceutical utilizes advanced high-tech polymers, which ensure that the capsules containing the drug are fully broken down and eliminated from the body roughly 1 week after administration. Let's watch the video. Oh, it's so high-tech, look at that. Thank you, we definitely needed that video. We definitely needed that video to visualize it. Also, Gambler, thank you so much for the hydrate. I will have more sippies. What happened to the hydrate prices? I put it up just a tiny bit because apparently the Twitch rate for getting points is an estimated 220 an hour. So I was like, well, I'll just make it half of that, and it's great. But I also mostly did it because I wanted all of the sound alerts to be together. So I've got all of the sound alerts as 100. Like the short sound alerts. So they're all together on the point list because you can't reorder the list. It just goes in order of how many points they cost. And it's not in alphabetical order for some strange reason. Which I like, if it was alphabetical order, I've got all the sound alerts starting with sound alert, so they'd be together. But there was just a random hydrate in the middle of it, and I was like, I'll just change the price just a little bit. It's only a few points. It's only a couple of points. But that's the reason behind it. But yeah, thank you for the hydrate. I'm gonna drink more Monster. Cool Monster Energy. Oh, it's such a nice can. I keep wanting to just like press the can to my forehead. It's so cool. So nice. What's my temperature at the moment? I'm on 28.2 degrees in my room at the moment. So that's not as bad as it was yesterday, and I will take it. The procedure was a huge success. There was a marked increase in the drug's efficacy? I think it's efficacy. Efficacy? Is it efficacy? Because efficacious? I am second guessing myself now. Anyway, that word. Along with the expected decrease in adverse side effects. A pharmaceutical is said to have a positive effect if its use brings about the desired results when treating a medical condition, but many drugs create unwanted or unforeseen adverse effects as well. Given the extreme complexity of most drugs' interaction with the human body, nearly any medicine can have both positive and negative effects. Yeah, efficacy. Efficacy? I don't know where the emphasis is. Hold on. Let me check my dictionary, actually. I have a dictionary right here. I can just check. I could also Google it, which would probably be faster, but I like having the dictionary. Efficacy. Okay, it's the efficacy. That's the pronunciation. The emphasis on the at the start, at least in British. Efficacy. The ability to produce an intended result. Nice. The effects had been confirmed via animal testing on monkeys, and now the antiviral was ready for the final development stages. Clinical trials on humans. Right, animal testing. Experiments involving drugs or medical techniques tested on animals to confirm their safety before they are used on humans. The 1964 Declaration of Helsinki, which lays out ethical standards for human experimentation, advocates responsible animal testing, but many animal rights advocates regard such testing as a form of animal cruelty. Anyway, clinical trials. There's so many tooltips for this. It's like, okay, Osawa's the virus expert, you're getting all of the technical terms in his introduction. When a new drug is being prepared for government... why did I pronounce the N in government? When a new drug is being prepared for government approval, after it has been tested on animals, it must pass tests on humans, clinical trials, that evaluate its safety and suitability. Such tests are frequently conducted on both patients and healthy individuals. In Japan, the development of new drugs is often hindered by insufficient legal infrastructure for conducting clinical trials, resulting in a smaller knowledge base and fewer opportunities for testing. I love doing Osawa's route when it's like the hottest time I'm streaming and I have no brain. It's the perfect time for it, clearly. This is the most like brain intensive one. Oh, I wish we'd saved Achi's for today, because Achi is just like no thoughts, just do. Just do, don't think. Worry about the consequences afterwards. But the very existence of this new wonder drug was still a secret. No doubt Akoshi's leadership would be reluctant to see Osawa, the drug's lead researcher, transfer to another company. Yeah, that's a bit of a position to be in. Something big pharma. Still, it wasn't completely outside the realm of possibility. Once the antiviral was out of development and announced to the public, Osawa would be free and clear. For that very reason, he was loath to cause any friction over the drug right now. This anxiety only magnified his concern about the email he'd just received. Osawa called up Tanaka over the intercom. "There's something I want to show you. Could you come in here?" He needed a second opinion, and Tanaka could be relied upon. Osawa opened the door the moment Tanaka knocked. He looked around before ushering his vice director inside. "What's this about, sir?" "This." Their faces are so serious. Osawa showed him one of the images. Tanaka's face went pale. "It can't be." Tanaka clearly recognized the symptoms of the UA virus. Any idea what this is about? Osawa asked. No, sir. These images were just emailed to me. The subject line says 1 year ago, South Africa. That would put it around the same time as the most recent run of infections, wouldn't it, sir? But that information isn't... Tanaka trailed off. Osawa nodded. The thing I don't understand is why these pictures were sent to me. Osawa opened the other email from A. The second message I got says that these pictures are my crimes. I'll look into this on my end, sir, Tanaka said. He hesitated uncomfortably. Sir, just to make sure, Are you asking about what I think you're asking about? Osawa said. Tanaka gave a slight nod. Understood, Osawa said. Don't worry, I won't trouble you. I appreciate that, sir. Visibly relieved, Tanaka left the study. What's he up to then? Osawa brought up a folder marked UA virus on his screen. Oh, the bottom one says environment. I was trying to figure out what that word was. It's environment. Within the folder were enlarged images of the virus itself. He double-clicked one of the images. It blew up on the monitor to reveal the pathogen in intricate detail. A specimen of the UA virus was approximately 100 nanometers in diameter. 10,000 of them in line would take up barely a millimeter. That's so tiny. But a single tiny virion, upon entering the human body, could become 2,000 in an hour. That speed of multiplication was nothing short of astonishing. This music is intense. Even the Ebola virus had a typical incubation period of 7 days or so before infectees developed symptoms. Ebola, a virus of the same family that causes Ebola hemorrhagic fever. Currently, 5 characterized species are known: the Tai forest, Sudan, Reston, Zaire, and Bundibugyo. Ebola is widely known for its high mortality rate, 53% for the Sudan form, 88% for the Zaire, but the Reston variety, discovered in monkeys that had been brought into the US, has displayed no pathogenicity in humans. For influenza, it was 1 or 2. But the onset of the UA virus happened in a mere 12 hours. Osawa viewed an image slideshow of the virus's propagation mechanism. It was a fascinating sight, no matter how many times he looked at it. Viruses existed to multiply, nothing more. They had no motives, no driving logic, nothing but simple multiplication. To Osawa, that fact held a certain air of mystery. If viruses had emotions, how would they feel about their lives? Osawa? Osawa? You okay? He had thrown himself into virus research in search of answers to questions like that. Answers that no man could truly know. His development of the antiviral agent had really been nothing more than another job responsibility. He felt no particular sense of duty to protect people from a killer virus. He was just happy for the chance to play around with UA day after day. He's interesting. Another email arrived in his inbox. Osawa furrowed his brow as he scanned the message. Emergency alert. Come to heaven. Oh. This is the email from Minorikawa. Ah! Why did he send it to Osawa as well? Did he literally just send it to every single contact in his address book? If not, someone is going to die. Minorikawa, please. I forgot how threatening that email sounded. Minorikawa. Thanks for that. Heaven Publishing? Minoru Minorikawa? Osawa wasn't familiar with either of those names. He wondered if it was related to the mysterious emails he'd received earlier. Oh, this is the immediate consequence of deciding to email everyone in his address book instead of just asking the journalist he knows. Oh, I forgot about this. Oh. Also, Dima, thank you for the head pat and the posture check. Thank you. Oh, and the hydrate. Thank you very much. I will have a sippy first. And I will have a big stretch. Ugh. Oh, I am not sitting up straight, huh? I think something I've discovered is that whenever I'm playing a game with a controller, I definitely tend to slouch more because I hold my controller lower down. Like when I'm using keyboard and mouse, it's like the keyboard and mouse are like on my desk, but with my controller I kind of just hold it in my lap. So I think I just instinctively slouch a bit more. I should probably do something about that. But hello, welcome. We're talking about viruses. Happy fun times. Or maybe the sender had some information about the kidnapping? The fact that the message had been signed with a real name instead of a pseudonym, along with its obvious urgency, certainly gave it an air of truth. Gotta start holding my controller above my head, you're right. I'm gonna... Ugh. No, my arms are gonna get so tired if I do this. Ugh. See, the logical thing to do would be to just hold it on my desk. But for some reason, I always just like default to holding it really low down. I don't know why. I think it's because like this is how I'd sit playing like a console game. Like I just have my controller in my lap. It just feels comfy. It's alright. I'll just try and make sure to stretch more frequently. And the words "someone is going to die" filled him with a wave of panic. Maria! There was no time to waste. In a rush, he found directions to Heaven Publishing on his computer, then slipped out of the house. Oh, this is so funny. This is the biggest waste of time. This is the absolute biggest waste of time. This is because everyone voted on the poll to not ask the journalist for help, but to instead spam email everyone on his contacts list. And I'm so glad. It took a good while to find his way to the multi-tenant building. The signs in front showed that Heaven Publishing occupied the 3rd and 4th floors. Osawa took the elevator to the 3rd floor. He peeked inside the offices there, only to find the entire place empty. The 4th floor was likewise deserted. Hmm? There was a rope dangling from the ceiling, tied off into a noose. It all seemed rather sinister, but Osawa had no idea what it meant. He waited a good 30 minutes, anxious the whole time. The half hour turned to an hour, and then to 2. It seemed that no one was going to turn up. Osawa headed back to the 3rd floor. I love the placement of the lucky cat in the background, like right above his head. He decided to wait there for 1 more hour. By now he was committed. The extra hour turned into 2. Exhausted, he dozed off in his chair, and when he came to, it was close to sundown. Sunset already? He gazed out the window, the haze of sleep still clinging to his mind. He had the feeling he was forgetting something important, but the sight of the sun quietly setting over the cityscape made the crisis of life feel strangely distant. Oh, isn't it beautiful? The time of peace and quiet he had longed for was right here. End of Osawa's route. Bad end. Yeah. Yeah, that went well. We got an Osawa bad end. And we know exactly how to fix that. But I'm trying to remember what the Tama bad end was as well. I don't remember what the bad end was. Oh yeah, this one was Minorikawa going to the place and just completely wrecking the demo. So we can probably change that if we go back to Minorikawa's route. I think with what we have so far, every bad end we have so far is linked to Minorikawa making terrible decisions. So we have to just go back to we have to just go back to his and just do every opposite option that we've done. So I don't even need to do a poll for this part. We finally met Osawa. We can kind of, it hasn't been explicitly said, but we can kind of guess that he's the father of the kidnapped daughter, considering how he was talking about the kidnapping. But it's kind of funny how that wasn't even mentioned in his starting sequence, the fact that it's his kids. But yeah, we've done Kanos. We're stuck with Achis. We got a bad end with Tama. We got a bad end with Osawa. It's time for Minorikawa to stop being hot-headed and make some sensible decisions. So here we go. We know what we have to do here, and it's not that one. Time for the other option. This was no time for beggars to be choosers. He decided to call up Chiaki. And what we know is Chiaki is another journalist, but she's absolutely terrified of talking to people. So a lot of the articles he needs to write are based on interviews and research and talking to people, so that's why he didn't immediately want to call her up. But she is also kind of the only option here to actually get articles out in time for the publishing deadline. But I think this is all the same as before. Yes. So we can skip forward. Bum 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 bum. Oh, I can't? Oh, I have to go back to here. Here we go. Alright, the spot we left off at last time with Minorikawa. Minorikawa unfolded a map of Shibuya. The first order of business was deciding where to begin getting content. He marked the editing office with a circle, then considered where to head next. Diet drink sales demo at Sentagai, which is where we know Tama is. Where are they now? Sakuragaoka Theatre Ace? Society of Surveillance, Dogonzaka, Endo Electronics. Sexy Squared, Midoriyama Academy. Shibuya Vigilantes, location to be determined. The diet drink sales demo was at 1 o'clock, and the interview with Shinosuke Oarai for Where Are They Now was slated for 2:30, so those times were set. The question was what to do in the interim. Alright, the options here are go to Sentagai to check out the sales demo where we know how it ends, or to go to Dogonzaka and check out Endo Electronics. Yuria, hello! Hi, I am very, very warm, but I've got an ice pack, I've got cold drinks, I've got lots of water, so I'm surviving somehow. I hope you're doing well too. Hold on, let me just give a sneaky shout out. But welcome, welcome. I hope you are too. I hope you can stay cool. It is so warm at the moment. At the moment in my room, it is 28.6 degrees Celsius, which is not as bad as it was yesterday. Yesterday was absolutely horrific. But I am still very uncomfortable. But I've got to say, I've got an ice pack. I've got like this gel pack, and you can either like microwave it for heat or put it in the freezer for cool. And I've got that like wrapped in a tea towel and a dishcloth, and I'm just wearing it around my neck like a a really ugly scarf, and it is so nice having that coolness at the back of my neck. It's cooling me down so nicely. Although it's getting to the point now where my body heat has kind of made it too warm now. It's not very cool anymore. But it's helped a lot. Sounds about right here too. Not letting sunlight in, and it's been okay. Yeah, it's the computer! It's the pain of having the computer on. I've discovered that too. I discovered it yesterday because I was relaxing and the temperature started to go down, and I was like, oh, I'll just go on my computer for a little bit. Temperature immediately started rising again. I was like, I should probably not do this. It is time. It is time to just have my phone and keep my computer off. But yeah, I'm probably only doing a shorter stream today just because it is so melty. I'm melting. And I'm very thankful for chilled energy drinks and chilled water bottles. And okay, Bob! Please go get some water. Please hydrate. Hydration reminder. I redeem hydrate for everyone in chat as well. You all have to drink as well. But I'm gonna put a poll up for this one, and we're gonna see what everyone chooses. Right, what do? Do the wrong thing, get bad end. Hold on. Get the bad end, do the right thing. Okay, here are the here are the poll choices. Here is the poll. What are we going to do? Are we going to get the bad end or do the right thing? Somehow this does not surprise me at all. Although I've got to say, I am incredibly impressed that there haven't been any ties yet. I was expecting there to be so many ties after the last stream when I feel like everyone was trying to make it tie on purpose. But I feel like it's a running theme. It's either pick the option that is probably the worst one or make it tie. I think there have been like 2 times we've actually picked the right thing. But again though, it's one of the joys of this game too though. The bad ends are still part of the story, and you kind of need to get them to get the bonus stories at the end. You have to get all the bad endings anyway. So it's not... Is it really that bad? And I mean, if we think about how nice Osawa's bad end just now was, he got to sleep, he got to watch the sunrise, or the sunset. Was it the sunset? I don't remember when he slept, but it was a nice bad end. It was a good time. Like Achi's first bad end as well. It was just him going home and having a nice day. But anyway, I guess we're getting the bad end first, and then we can go back and continue. But yes, somehow that does not surprise me. It's time to view this bad end from a different perspective. Because last time we saw it from Tama's perspective, we just saw Minorikawa running in, furious, and trashing the place and leaving. But now we get to see his perspective. It was a little early, but maybe he should just go to Sentagai and start gathering material about the diet drink sales demo. Once the event started, things might be too busy for him to get any face time. If he got there ahead of time, he'd be able to ask more questions. Ha. Okay, I'm heading out. And don't even think about doing anything else stupid while I'm gone. Got it? Minorikawa tossed the draft proposal into his bag and hurried out of Heaven Publishing. Alright, off we go. I don't see how this could possibly go wrong. It's just a diet drink sales demo. Also, I see his bag and I just instantly think Pokemon. Feels like a Pokemon bag to me. Preparations for the Burning Hammer diet drink sales demo seemed to be well underway when he arrived at the Nokane building. Minorikawa could hear voices from somewhere ahead as he made his way down the corridor. Burning Hammer. He knocked on the door and a tired-looking man poked his head out. Yes? Can I help you? Hi, my name's Minorikawa. I'm a freelance writer. I'd like to interview you about Burning Hammer. Huh? Oh, an interview? The man's face lit up with an enormous smile. Are you the person in charge then? Minorikawa asked. He's so happy. He's so excited. He's so happy to get promotion to sell his not a scam diet drinks. That's me. Name's Junichi Yanagishita. Thanks for your interest in Burning Hammer. Drink all you want and just burn those pounds away. Instant sales pitch, eh? Well, at least the guy was confident in his product. He kind of has to be. Is that tagline actually true? Minorikawa asked. The more you drink, the more you lose? Absolutely! Have a try for yourself and you'll see! Here, a free sample! Yanagishita produced a small bottle from his jacket pocket. It was filled with some kind of red liquid. So, this is Burning Hammer, huh? Yes, and I don't mind telling you, it's a fantastic product. The proud smile on Yanagishita's face spread from ear to ear. Minorikawa opened the bottle. Oh hey! Yanagishita said quickly. Before you drink that... What? You're not on an empty stomach right now, are you? Minorikawa blinked. What? Well, it's just if you drink the product on an empty stomach, how do I put this? There are some minor health... it's just the body might not, it's just, Look, don't sweat the details, it's fine, Minorikawa said. I didn't have any breakfast this morning, but hey. It all makes sense. It all makes sense. He tipped the tiny bottle back and drained it in a single go. It didn't taste bad, really. In fact, it didn't taste like much of anything. Not much flavor, huh? He said. Well, yeah, it starts out that way in the beginning. Are you feeling all right? All right, how? Just, all right. Are you sure you're feeling fine? Look, what is it? Minorikawa asked. If you want to say something, just say it. Well, all right then. So it turns out that if you drink it on an empty stomach, some nasty stuff can happen. Nasty stuff? Meaning what exactly? Well, let's see. First, there's a tingling sensation on the tongue. Indeed, an uncomfortable tingling was starting to spread along Minorikawa's tongue. After that, your whole body starts to get hot, like whoosh! Minorikawa felt a flush spread across his skin. He'll start sweating all over. Sweat was practically streaming from his pores. A sort of steam will start coming out of your ears and nose. I love this. I love this image. Water vapor began to gush from his ears and nostrils, as if from a kettle that had reached a boil. He's a potato. Or a tomato. And finally... I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I forgot this happened. I forgot. I forgot this was the thing. I forgot this happened. Before Minorikawa could hear what the last thing was, his body launched into the air like a rocket. His head crashed into the ceiling, and he crumpled right back to the floor. It felt like his heart might shoot out from his throat at any moment. Yeah, it goes kind of like that, Yanagishita finished. He looked down at Minorikawa with pity in his eyes. You did this, buddy. You did this. It goes kind of like that? What the hell are you thinking selling something like this? Well, it's just... This isn't a diet aid, it's a death trap. Minorikawa shuddered, his whole body racked with pain. Totally normal side effects, absolutely. Well, be fair now, I did ask whether or not you were on an empty stomach. Go to hell, you psychopath! You can't be allowed to sell this poison! I'm taking you down! Clutching his pen as if it were a sword, Minorikawa lurched to his feet, his mind little more than a blur. He lunged for his foe. Yanagishita screamed. Over the course of the next 2 hours, Minorikawa chased the diet drink salesman around the building in a berserk haze. When someone finally alerted the police, it took 4 officers to subdue him. And when he finally came to his senses in his detention cell, the 4-star General Gossip deadline had long since passed. GG, welcome back. Welcome back. Hey, remember Tama's bad end? Where Minorikawa kind of rages and trashes the building? We're seeing the other side of that now. He turned and faced the wall, muttering to himself. If only I'd eaten breakfast. Bad end, feeling the burn. Man, who could have seen that coming? Who could have known about that? But no, see, this is why it's worth doing the bad options anyway, because otherwise we would have missed that glorious moment. Anyway, that went well. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day, as they say. That is very true. Right, now we have options, because we changed the future for Osawa's, so I can do another poll. So what do? Osawa or Minorikawa? And the poll should be up. What are we doing? Are we going back to Minorikawa's and just continuing, but with the correct option? Or are we going to continue Osawa's now that he hasn't gotten a spammy email from Minorikawa to get distracted by? You're back, and your axe wall hanger arrived! Oh, excellent. Oh, heck yes. Please take photos when you get the chance. I want to see that. Oh, it looks like we're carrying on the Minorikawa route at the moment. Yeah, looks like everyone's rooting for Minorikawa to not go on a berserk rampage. But yes, I'm excited to see that. That's so cool. Also, hydration reminder. I'm saying it because I'm taking a sip as well. Oh yeah, we are overwhelmingly continuing with Minorikawa. It's so interesting. I'm gonna be really curious to see what happens in the next stream I do of this, when we get to the next time block, because it's gonna be like just which character to start with, and I feel like it's gonna be a really good indication of which character people are liking the most. I have a feeling Osawa is at the bottom of the list at the moment, which is kind of understandable because all of the other characters are so fun. But I'm curious to know how that'll go. I kind of just want to make a poll anyway at some point to just be like, who's your favorite so far? Anyway, it is Minorikawa time. We're going back. We're not gonna go there again. Yeah, so long as you're drinking, that counts. I'm drinking Monster as well, so. But yes, anyway, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna go back to that sales demo again. We are going to Dogenzaka to check out Endo Electronics, which we know is where Achi lives, except he's probably not going to be there at the moment because he's on the run with a gunman with a cane chasing him. So here we go. It was a bit of a hike, but maybe he should go to Dogenzaka and check out Endo Electronics. Yeah, that should give him what he needed to put together the Society of Surveillance piece. Ha! Okay, I'm heading out. And don't even think about doing anything else stupid while I'm gone. Got it? Minorikawa hustled out of the editing office, hoping Toyama would take his admonition. Admonition? I don't know where the emphasis is in that word. Admonishing him. Admonition? I'd guess admonition? Take his admonition to heart. Hoping he would take his telling off to heart. There we go. Exiting the building, he hopped into the taxi that was waiting outside. Hey, remember that? Thanks for waiting. Can you get me to Dogenzaka ASAP? Son of a bitch. Minorikawa bristled. I beg your pardon? That son of a bitch you wanted to give a piece of your mind, sir. Was he waiting for you like you expected? I love this taxi driver so much. I love this guy. I love that he has like his own theme music as well. Oh, yeah. And I damn well did give him a piece of my mind too. Glad to hear it, sir. The taxi sped off. We've made a valuable ally here. Yeah, when I grow up, I want to be this taxi driver. Minorikawa pulled out the proposal and looked it over again. The idea for the surveillance story revolved around the claim that hidden cameras had been installed throughout Shibuya's shopping districts. Upwards of 500 of them. Supposedly, these had eliminated lots of blind spots, and the crime rate in the area had dropped significantly. The cameras were managed by Daisuke Endo, the owner of Endo Electronics and chairman of the local downtown committee. That was Minorikawa's first mission then. He needed to get this guy's story. Scanning the side of the road, Minorikawa finally spotted a rundown electronics shop. The sign out front, which looked like it might fall off at any moment, read Endo Electronics. Right here's fine. The taxi stopped and Minorikawa pulled a 10,000 yen bill from his wallet. Keep the change, he said. What? Look, don't sweat it. The name's Minoru Minorikawa and I'm a freelance writer. I care about two things, what's real and what's true. There's real worth to what you've done for me. That there's a token of my appreciation. It's not much, but please, take it. Minorikawa slid out of the taxi and headed for the electronics store. Inside, Endo Electronics looked more like a mountain of hoarded junk than an actual business. Towering piles of ancient appliances stretched towards the ceiling. Old television sets with dial knobs leaned against computers with 5-inch floppy drives. Wow. 5-inch floppy drives, a storage medium for personal computers in production from 1976 to 2001. The magnetic discs are sheathed in paper or plastic jackets, and are known for their tendency to flop around in one's hand. Technically speaking, they are 5.25 inches in diameter. Incidentally, Door, released in 1983, the debut title from this game's producer, Koichi Nakamura, was produced in a 5-inch floppy version. I like the little previous game name drop. What possible use could there be for all this outdated stuff? Mr. Endo? Are you in here? Minorikawa called out. Nobody came to greet him. The shop was definitely open, though. Surely the proprietor hadn't left it unattended. This game really loves the word proprietor, and every single time I'm just here like proprietor. It's such an awkward word to say. Hey, Mr. Endo! Come on, I know you're in there. After a short wait, Minorikawa heard sounds from the living space behind the shop. A door opened to reveal a tired-looking middle-aged man. Yeah? What do you want? Are you Mr. Endo? Minorikawa asked. I am, the man said guardedly. And I'm sorry, but I'm in the middle of something at the moment. Could you come back tomorrow, or... Please, just give me a minute. I'm a freelance writer, name's Minorikawa. This game gives you big Phoenix Wright vibes. I love the Phoenix Wright games. I love them so much. They just revealed, they just announced that there's gonna be Apollo Justice and the, like, Dual Destinies and stuff is gonna be released on Switch, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited for an Apollo Justice remaster. Apollo's my favorite. I love him. But yeah, I love those games. I love any kind of game that has that kind of, like, deduction and, like, putting things together to find the conclusion. It's very puzzly in the way it works as well, which is probably why I like it. But yeah, I love those games. I played them all on the DS when they first came out. Business card! Minorikawa showed Endo his business card. I'm writing an article for 4-Star General Gossip. A magazine piece, huh? Precisely, so if I could just have a little of your time today... The phone rang, cutting him off before he could get down to business. I'm sorry, you'll have to excuse me for a moment. Endo reached into the clutter and pulled out a telephone. Yeah, I love the Professor Layton games too. I love them. I love them so much. Hello, Endo Electronics? This game. The proprietor listened for a moment, then raised an eyebrow. Yeah, that's a problem, all right. All right, understood. I'll try and get a hold of the customer then. Endo set the receiver back down. What was that all about? Minorikawa asked. Oh, yesterday I sold a dry ice machine, and the manufacturer just called to let me know the model is defective. Defective? Apparently, once it starts making dry ice, it won't stop. I need to tell the customer I have to recall the machine and refund their deposit. Please give me a moment. Endo sifted through some sales slips, read a number off of one, and made a phone call. Ring ring. Nobody picked up on the other end, however. That's right, he grumbled to himself. He said they had some performance today. Performance? Minorikawa asked. Sold it to a guy from some theatre troupe. They're called Wandering Angels or something. Hey! A theatre troupe run by Shinosuke Warai. Where do we know that name from? Hey. That's who we have an appointment with at 2:30. This afternoon at 5:30 p.m, they are performing their 22nd piece, Au revoir. Right now, all of the actors are already at the theatre, except for Akiyomi Mondo, who plays the rival of the main character, Ryu. The angry production chief has sent his assistant to Mondo's apartment, but he does not yet know what awaits him there. Continued in The Tale of the Wandering Angels, Episode 2. 6 episodes in all. Thank you, Tooltips. We will wait eagerly for Part 2. The Wandering Angels? That was Shinosuke Warai's theatre troupe. Minorikawa had an interview with him, booked for 2:30. Anyhow, what can I do for you? Minorikawa hastily explained what he was after. Endo gave him a dubious look. As I said earlier, I'm a bit busy right now. Busy cleaning up, I hope. How do you get anything done in this mess? Why, are you this rude to all your interview subjects? 5 minutes! Just give me 5 minutes of your time, please. You've got to be joking. Go on, get the hell out of here. Endo headed for his back room in a huff. Fine, then I'll just have to write about what you've already told me. Namely, that Endo Electronics sells defective merchandise. That is blackmail. That is blackmail, Minorikawa. You are blackmailing this man right now. Honestly, it's bad, but I kind of understand. Huh? Just what are you implying? Did you or did you not sell that theatre troupe a defective piece of equipment? Look, I'm going to get in touch with them as soon as... I'm betting they're in a hurry preparing for their performance. I doubt you'll be getting through to them today. Endo bit his lip. This song and his vibes. Minorikawa is just like... It reminds me of a... The only thing I can think to describe him is like... I saw a thing on Tumblr a while ago, and I can't remember what it was, but it was about like mixing like energy drinks or something. And it was like, what if you have like... If you just keep drinking like 4-hour energies, does it last forever? And one of the responses was just like, all the time, all the time. And that's how I feel about Minorikawa. He is all the time, all the time. That is how I would describe him. All the time, all the time. Objection! He's so fun though. He's such a fun character to have in a game like this because he is just going for it. Now that I have your attention, Minorikawa said, let's make a deal. What kind of deal? I'm meeting with a member of the Wandering Angels a little later today. I can let them know about the dry ice machine for you. In exchange, all you have to do is give me my interview. Endo scowled. And where's your proof that you'll be meeting with the Wandering Angels? I might take advantage of a guy when he's down, Minorikawa replied, but one thing I'm not is a liar. The shopkeeper took a few moments to think about it. Fine, he grumbled. 5 minutes, that's all you get. Minorikawa whipped his notepad out of his coat like he was drawing a gun. Then let's get right down to it, shall we? Go right ahead. So I hear that over 500 surveillance cameras have been installed throughout Shibuya's shopping districts. Yes, that's right. Why so many? We used to have a lot of delinquents in town. Delinquents? Young people who act rowdy or cause trouble, often at arcades or convenience store parking lots, and who frequently resort to petty theft and other mischief. Also referred to, in more outmoded terms, as ruffians or hoodlums. Endo said the word with marked distaste. Oh yeah, I remember there being some problem kids around. They were real punks. They vandalized my signs, made a mess of my storehouse. They were just awful. I see. Minorikawa scribbled diligently in his notepad. Heck, my own son put together a sort of vigilante squad to help teach those punks a lesson. Achi! Achi law! Wait. Vigilante squad? Whoa, hold up right there for a sec. Minorikawa jutted out his hand to interrupt. This guy's son was part of the vigilante squad? What a stroke of luck! Maybe he could also provide some info for the article on the gangs of Shibuya. Oh my goodness, Lily! Hello! Welcome, welcome! How's it going? Welcome! Thank you so much for the raid! How did the art go? I hope you had a good stream. I hope you're not overheating too much in the horrific weather. But welcome, welcome! I hope you're doing well! Thank you so much for the raid! For anyone who's new here, hello! I'm Lirie, I'm a pink-haired cat girl from the UK, and I love comfy games and puzzle games, and this kind of isn't either of those, but it's a great game. It's a good game. I'm playing a really, really involved visual novel at the moment. It's a lot. Everything happens so much. And it's really good. It's good. Did some free chat and then some art. Oh, excellent. Oh, thank you so much for the raid. And I hope you can get some good rest if you need to head off after your stream to grab like some food, get a drink or anything. Please look after yourself. But Lily's great. Their art is really, really good. So please check them out if you haven't already. And Surface Tenshi, thank you so much for the follow too. Welcome. I hope you enjoy your time here. Yes, we have cookies for all the raiders. Welcome in. They're absolutely fine. And they're not burnt because I'm not the one who cooked them. But welcome, welcome, and thank you so much for raiding. The game I'm playing at the moment is a wild visual novel. It's a visual novel called 428 Shibuya Scramble. And basically there are 5 protagonists. It's all live action shots and it's timeline based, and decisions you make with one character will affect what happens to another character. So every now and then you'll get locked into a bad end and you'll have to do something as someone else to change the future of another character. It's really, really fun. It's really cool, and it is a really interesting story as well. Like, it's one of my favorite games, so... So I started streaming it just because I want to share it with more people. Is there murder? There's sometimes murder. Bad ends can be quite bad. So far, like, the bad ends have ranged from just going home and having a really nice day and passing out on a train and going into a berserk rampage and going to jail. So there's a lot of variety. There's a lot of stuff going on. But I will warn, I have a pinned post with content warnings. This game can get intense, so please be aware of that if you decide you want to stick around. But it's so fun. I love this game. It's so good. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be streaming for, purely because it is so warm today. It is really hot. At the moment it is 28.8 degrees Celsius in my room, and I am very slowly becoming a melted blob on the floor. But I want to at least hopefully finish this time block in the game. I don't think we're too far away from the end. I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to try my best. Yeah, I had to run because it was too hot. It really is. It is so horrible. Although, where I live at least, it's not as bad as it was yesterday. Yesterday, I think, was the worst day for me. Yesterday was horrible. I was debating whether to stream or not yesterday when I was making my schedule, but then I looked at the forecasted temperatures and I was like, I am not doing that to myself. So it's just today instead, but I'm staying cool. I got cool drinks. I've got an ice pack around my neck, but it's not really cold anymore. It's absorbed like all of my body heat. It's really not cold anymore. But it's done a great job of cooling me down at least. 72, what? I don't know Fahrenheit, I'm so sorry. I am just British, but the insulation in your house is ass. Oh no. Yeah, see, the problem here is the insulation for UK houses are like built to trap heat in. So as soon as it gets hot, that heat is staying and intensifying, and there's no air conditioning. So I'm just... it's so horrible. It's so sticky. I feel like the fact that it's like warm heat is the worst part, because it really is just super sticky and heavy. But I hope everyone can stay cool though, and stay hydrated. Remember to drink lots of water. Water is important. And so is Monster Energy. Monster Energy is also important. But anyway, yes. What a stroke of luck. Maybe he could also provide some information for the article on the gangs of Shibuya. Was that a hydrate? Yes, hydrate redeem for chat. Reverse hydrate redeem. Haha, I'm redeeming it. Have a sippy. Sorry, I don't mean to get too far off topic here, but could you tell me the name of this group your son belongs to? They call themselves SOS. SOS, baby! Originally a group of well-meaning young people who would get together downtown as a sort of vigilante squad, trying to keep Shibuya clean and safe. In those days, the group never engaged in theft or other criminal activities. More recently, however, SOS has become one of the biggest gangs in Shibuya, resorting to defacing public property with graffiti, shoplifting, and shaking people down for cash. Yeah, I guess that's why Achi's not a member anymore. Prided themselves on being the top gang in Shibuya and all that. The top gang in Shibuya? Did I really just hit the jackpot right here? Not to pat myself on the back, but go me. I love Minorikawa so much. All I have to do is step outside and the story finds me. I think I might be a natural at this. As it happens, I'd also like to interview people from SOS. Would you be able to put me in touch with your son? Yeah, sure. But you should know that my son isn't in the gang anymore. We gotta jump. We gotta jump to Achi to continue Achi's path. Oh, I'm so proud. Oh. Minorikawa hesitated. Guess he's of no use to me then. Hold on, I'm gonna select this just to... Okay, yeah, that is the jump to finish Achi's off. Nice! Oh, believe me, I know how you feel. Oh my god! No, his own dad! His own dad, no! Guess he's of no use to me, I know how you feel. No! Poor Achi! No! It's a great still as well. The look on Endo's face spoke volumes. There was no point in interviewing Endo's son if he wasn't with the gang anymore. It figured that Minorikawa's run of good luck would end eventually. Still, he'd gotten a lead in the form of a name, SOS. That was progress. Alright, so back to the matter at hand. He flipped his notepad back open. What did you decide to do about all those juvenile delinquents? I set up a tiny little web camera in order to protect my property. Web camera? Cameras designed to send video information to a computer via the internet. Just as a reminder, this game was made in 2009. Look carefully and you can often spot them outside private residences and even on public streets, where they are installed for use in surveillance. Given the risks of transmitted data being intercepted, the images recorded by such cameras are generally encrypted to prevent playback by unauthorized third parties. Many landmarks and attractions make their camera footage publicly available online. Thank you, I didn't know what a webcam was, thank you. I see. And I'm guessing the webcam did the trick? Sure did. And so then other local businesses heard about it and started asking me to install some for them. Web cameras aren't particularly expensive, so it wasn't too tough to set them up all over downtown. So who's in charge of these security cameras? Members of the Downtown Business Committee take turns. The cameras are connected with a wireless network that business owners can access throughout the area. Wireless network, what is that? Oh my. Oh, it's a LAN. It's a LAN connection. A LAN, or local area network. A communication system that can only be used within a limited geographical area. A wireless LAN transmits using electronic signals. Although convenient because it does not require cable attachments, there is a risk of signals conveyed in this way being intercepted by a third party. I know what LAN is, that's how I play video games with my brother. How's your security for this wireless network? Oh, no problems on that front. Endo seems surprised at the question. All of the footage sent over the network is fully encrypted. Encryption is the process of encoding data so that it is indecipherable by a third party. Restoring encrypted data to its initial form requires what is called a key, a program designed for this purpose. There are two main types of such cryptographic systems. Secret key cryptosystems use the same key for both encryption and decryption. Public key cryptosystems use a public key to encrypt the data, but require a private key known by the recipient in order to decrypt. But still, people can't feel too good about being recorded on camera without their knowledge, don't you think? Minorikawa asked. The shopkeeper's expression darkened. Oh, his expression there! I'm just imagine him staring daggers at Minorikawa this whole time. Like, he does not want to do this interview, he's just glaring. We hope to strike a balance between crime prevention and protecting individual privacy. Uh-huh. And who determines what that balance is? Minorikawa let a note of challenge slip into his voice. That would be me. I've been entrusted with the management of the security cameras. His face. I see. So essentially, you're providing your own moral oversight. Are you implying that I'm abusing my authority? Endo shot back. I'm doing this in the name of public order. Right, you've had your 5 minutes, now get out of here. The shopkeeper stood up and headed into the bag. I'll be sure to let the Wandering Angels know about the dry ice machine, Minorikawa hollered at the closing door. Did we get part 2 of the Wandering Angel story? We do! Episode 2! When Akiomi Mondo didn't show up at the theater at the meetup time, production assistant Yukio Tozuka went to call on him at his apartment. Upon arriving, Tozuka found that the place had been staked out by debt collectors. Mondo had borrowed 300,000 yen, and they wouldn't leave his home until he paid up. It looked like the only way to save Mondo was to give the debt collectors the operating funds for the theater. But before Tozuka could head back to relay this news, the props master Shinichi Bando showed up. Continued in episode 3. What is this? This is... so much is happening. Endo didn't reply. Well, he got his interview at least. And information about SOS. Minorikawa had gotten enough of a story to put an article together, so he decided to hurry to a coffee shop and get started on some copy. He was making his way down along Dogenzaka when his cell phone rang. The incoming call display showed Chiaki's name. Chiaki, what's going on? Oh, it's no use. She sounded like she was on the verge of tears. What's no use? I can't do this. I just can't talk to people passing by on the street. What? Why not? It's just that everyone seems so busy when they're walking past. If I try to interrupt them, they're gonna be all mad at me. Well, who the hell cares if they get mad? Minorikawa was ready to start ripping his hair out. I don't want them to be mad at me, she whimpered again. Well, this wasn't about what she wanted, was it? She was supposed to be working, not whining. Look, Chiaki, you need to get me those interviews, period. Do I make myself clear? He hung up before she could squeeze in an objection. Phelan, hello, nice to see you, welcome. Welcome, welcome, I hope you're doing well. Damn it, Minorikawa muttered. Just what I needed, one more thing to worry about. He pulled at his hair a few times, then cast his worried gaze in the direction of Shibuya Station. To be continued, we did it! We did Minorikawa's! We completed Minorikawa's path for this time block. 2 down, 3 to go. And we can technically continue with all of them, but I think I'm getting to the point now where the temperature is getting to really intense levels, and I feel like it's probably not a good idea to keep streaming. I know it's way sooner than I usually end my stream. Like, I usually go for 4 hours, and it's only been 2. But considering the heat, I think I'm gonna end here, and I'm gonna get some rest and, like, put my fan on full blast and just lie in front of it. Refreeze my ice pack and drink some more water. But we made good progress. We finally got to meet Osawa. We finished Minorikawa's, we finished Kano's. The other 3 are definitely going to be finished next time we play this in 2 weeks? Yeah, it'll be 2 weeks. Next week is charity time. But we did it! We're making good progress. We finally know who all the characters are, which is a great, great thing. But yes, with that, I shall... bloop. I'll head on over here and we can find someone to send a raid on to. Yeah, I'm looking after myself. I wish I could stream more because honestly, like every time I play this game, I love this game so much. I just want to keep going. But I'm getting to the point now where I can feel myself flagging a bit, and I do really badly in the heat. I need to look after myself. But thank you so much everyone for joining me. I'll be back again on Friday. Hopefully it'll have cooled down a bit by then. But I'll be back on Friday with Xander, and we'll be doing some more Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which I am very excited for because it's been so fun so far. Oh, thank you for the head pat too. I get a head pat before we go. But and a gym and a head pat and a hydrate that for some reason is appearing from the bottom of the screen. That's interesting. I don't know why that's happened. Thank you. Oh, I'm getting all the sounds. I will have a drink. Thank you for the hydrate. And let's see who's around. Let's see who I can raid. See, this is way earlier than the time I'm usually raiding people, so I don't know who's even online at the moment. Let me have a look. Like, I wonder if we could find someone new. Wait. Wait. Oh, Hio's online. I haven't raided Hio in so long. And they're lovely. And they're going through a bit of a rough patch at the moment. They're not very well, so it would be nice to send some love over their way. Because they are so nice. And they're watching some of the recent, like, games directs that have come out. So that should be fun. Should be a comfy time. But yeah, I think I'm going to send the raid over to Hio. I haven't raided them in so long. But anyway, here is the raid message. I customized it. For today. It was the melting in the heat raid. But yes, I am going to go rest. I'm going to try and cool down. One thing I noticed that's really helped recently is opening my window and setting my fan to point like at the window, which is something that I never thought would actually be a useful thing, but it's actually helped so much in cooling my room down. It's genuinely quite amazing. But yes, I'm gonna send you all over to Hio, and I'm gonna rest, and then I'll be back on Friday, which is gonna be a really busy day because on Friday I'll be doing my stream at the normal time, and then I will be eating dinner, and then it's gonna be the Verpro panel at Offkai Expo, and I'm so nervous for it, but I'm also really excited too. It's gonna be fun. But yeah, if anyone's gonna be at Offkai, keep an eye out. They're handing out like trading cards of all the guests, and there is a Lirie card among there. So if you do end up going to Offkai and you're wondering what trading card to get, if anyone can find a Lirie one, even just to like take a photo of it, I would love to see it. It's so exciting to me. But yes, let's get this raid set up. Let's get out of here. I gotta go freeze my ice pack again. But it's been really nice. I'm glad I managed to squeeze a stream in, even with the temperature being... Oh, it's 29 degrees now. It's up to 29. Ugh. I'm gonna go cool down. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. And until next time, bye-bye!